Thank you for joining us on HXGN TV. I'm your host, Claudio Simão, and we are today discussing cloud computing with Charles Evans, CTO, Intergraph PP&M, Miladen Stojic, President, Hexagon Geospatial, Dan Retzer, Senior Vice President, Hexagon Public Safety and Infrastructure, and Boker Boken, CTO, Hexagon Geospatial. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Good to be here.
We are living in interesting time. Lots of change. Mobile is overtaking desktop. Social is beating search. On-demand is undercutting TV. Messaging apps are challenging email. And everything around us is becoming connected. In the core of these moves is the cloud computing that one can see as a technological enabler, a next stage in evolution of internet, but others would understand is much more as a business and economic model. We are here to discuss with some of the key technology executives of Hexagon on this topic and how cloud computing in its many flavors is influencing and will impact companies, business models, value chains, and bottom line our lives. So we start with questions. Charles, if you can start. Charles, if you look to the evolution of cloud computing from the mainframe's time to the present date, how you see the level of maturation of the cloud, specifically on its different fashions as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service?
Yeah, Claudio, that's an interesting question. I've lived through all of those phases. We started out in the first phase where we had mainframes and we had everything connected from terminals to the mainframe. And then we moved the compute out into the field and we had PCs. And those became client-server machines, and we'd all develop software that would run on the PC, and then we'd have stuff on the server and go back and forth. And now it's that next generation, which is what we call the cloud. It's still computers. You know, there's that famous quote out there that says it's all just computers in the sky. But in reality, it's a lot more than that. And this has brought into several different services. And the first is just simply infrastructure as a service. And that's basically, as we said, that computer sitting up in the cloud, and you can get to it and you can run the same things that you run on your desktop, but you run it up inside the public cloud or in somebody else's private cloud. The next level bringing that up is what's called platform as a service. And so what we used to do with having a database that ran in a machine there, you now can have that database as a platform that's shared by many different people, or other services that are provided by the platform and shared by many different applications. And then ultimately, you have software as a service. So our customers don't have to worry about what's happening underneath it. They simply can subscribe to our software, and then we provide it as a service, and we take care as that trusted advisor of all of the infrastructure or platforms that we use, and the customer just simply cares that it works and he can have access to it. And those are the basic levels that we have. And the maturity has grown, and we all use software as a service every day. That you go into Gmail, or if you use any system that's on the cloud, your banking systems and others all leverage that level of cloud maturity.
Thank you, Charles. Okay, Miladen, how you see the main advantage of cloud computing for companies and for the end users?
I think the advantages are many, and really they can be divided into business advantages and certainly technical and productivity advantages. From a technical and productivity perspective, the fact that you can take a process, perhaps a software process, and distribute it and sort of leverage the elasticity of the cloud helps the performance associated with a given workflow. So certainly there are many technical advantages to deploying your software on the cloud because you're leveraging that underlying infrastructure and platform that's already there, and you don't have to buy the hardware yourself in order to get that performance improvement. And on a business side, I think the cloud's transformed industry from introducing new business models, new pricing models. We're seeing the industry transform from, let's say, a perpetual license model to more of a pay-as-you-go software as a service, a subscription model, and so forth. So it's really revolutionized not only the way technology is being built and deployed, but also the way money's being made and pricing models are being established. And it's really breaking down a lot of the traditional walls that have prevented the more broader utilization of technologies that would otherwise be somewhat hidden and so forth. So they're both technical and business.
Yeah. So we can understand this as a technological enabler, but an enabler of other business model at the end.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mladen. Dan, for safety, for Hexagon safety and infrastructure operating in the cloud, we will always bring up the question of security related to the sensitive data in the cloud. One example would be public safety applications. So how you see cybersecurity on cloud applications?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, and we've talked about, we've got technology advantages and business advantages, but it's always like that one barrier to entry. It ultimately ends up being security, and I think it boils down to a couple of facts. One, we have to accept the fact that the cyber terrorists and kind of the bad guys are getting more and more and more sophisticated, and security is just, it's not a part-time job. So you look at companies like Microsoft, right, who have a significant cloud platform, and they're probably one of the most attacked companies in the world from a cyber perspective. So it's their business. It's their business to ensure that security is a full-time job. But when you're talking particularly in the public safety sector, they're busy securing citizens, they're busy securing infrastructure, busy securing the world that we live in, not necessarily in cybersecurity. So I think really what it boils down to is, what are you good at? Our customers in the public safety space are really good at being, protecting the populace, but being cybersecurity experts, that's not their full-time job. So again, it boils down to being good at what you're good at. And I think that you're going to find over time that security, it's just not something that you're going to be able to focus on just a little bit. And you're going to have to trust the cloud providers who make security the core of their business model to be the ones to keep us safe.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Dan. Burkhard, automation and cloud computing are leading today's businesses away from digitizing and more toward digitalization. Will real-time access to data, businesses are able to share information fast and more efficiently than ever before. How do you see this move affecting the geospatial industry, and how can Hexagon support businesses going in this direction?
Where digitizing has brought more efficiencies, digitalization is connecting businesses not previously able to share important information. So by moving planning, designing, and execution tasks into the cloud, and connecting the dots in between, professionals are now able to share and optimize processes for better businesses. These offerings are now available to everyone, so all can connect and seamlessly integrate into automated workflows for easier and more efficient practices. At Hexagon Geosystems, we are leading our customers into digitalization in 3 cloud offerings. First, the world's largest reference network of GNSS signals. We call it SmartNet. With real-time updates provided in the cloud, we have the measurement professionals monitor movements of infrastructure and changing terrains for quicker and smarter decision-making. Mm-hmm. Second, we are bringing digitalization into the mines. One of the most difficult and probably most waste-prone environments. So connecting sensors and data streams throughout the mines boost efficiencies while decreasing unnecessary waste of goods. And third, our Hexagon content program, democratizing the high-quality airborne imagery and also now the elevation data by providing it on demand in the cloud. So as we move forward with digitalization, Hexagon Geosystems is committed to open systems. We support open connectivity because it creates actionable data for experts, enterprises, and for everyone. So we believe that connected businesses are the smarter businesses.
Oh, great. Great. So thank you very much, Burkhard. Coming back to you, Miladen, can you exemplify and comment how Geospatial is using the cloud?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we've done a couple of things over the last 2 years. We have over 80,000 customers using very thick, heavy desktop systems. Last year, we introduced our products online. And we implemented a technology called cloud paging, which allows you to basically have your product on the cloud and stream it to a laptop or a desktop system and use the local computing resources of that machine, but not have to put your data on the cloud, because we work in very sensitive defense and intelligence environments where the data cannot leave that organization or go beyond the firewall.
Stay resident.
Yes, the data is resident, but you're streaming the software in, right? You're piping it into your application. So we did that last year, and then, 2 years ago. Then last year, in November, we launched a new cloud-based development platform called SmartMap, where customers and partners have an ability to build information services through the fusion of content, including the Hexagon imagery program, business workflows, analytics, and a user experience that allows them to consume that as a service. And with that, there's a corresponding business model, a pay-as-you-go business model, a monthly subscription model. So we've revolutionized the way we deploy our technology, and now provide a platform for our customers and partners to build these apps all on Amazon. So it's all done on Amazon Web Services, and it's just a totally new way of not only delivering technology, but also making money and selling products. So it's been a very interesting 24 months in all these activities.
Yeah. A major initiative.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Miladen. And Charles, can you do the same? Could you exemplify how in PP&M we are transitioning, we are moving into the cloud, or if any comment on the application of cloud in PP&M?
Absolutely. So this is a huge initiative by the owner-operators in our space. One of the largest companies on the planet is Shell. And Shell came to us and said, we want to have our plants in one place. We don't want the data moving around from engineering company to engineering company, losing things in translation and transition, people using different standards when they pull it there and having to translate it when they bring it back. And so they had this big initiative to say, let's partner with Intergraph, have the Smart Plant Cloud where they keep the information. It's their digital asset. So they worked with us. We put their plants and their information into the cloud. And then their network of engineering companies use this as a global enabler for collaboration and for enabling the engineers to access and create that digital asset for them, which is the design basis for the plant that they will operate and maintain in the future. And so we used another aspect of the cloud, which is that global collaboration where the data is up in the cloud. It's secure. We have to follow all the same security issues. We're ISO 27001 certified, have pen tests to make sure nobody can get in there. But the nice thing about it now is that we have the full Intergraph suite of plant design applications available as a service in the cloud. And we're continuing to make that ecosystem work so that our engineering partners can work closely with owner-operators. It's not just Shell. We have E&I and many others, and many engineering companies are finding it as a good way so that they don't have to worry about maintaining the infrastructure, configuring and keeping up with all the backups and the other systems that they used to have to do when it's on-prem. And so we do all of that hard lifting and heavy lifting because we know our applications really well. The other great thing about this that we're starting to see is that once you have that information in the cloud, then it's available to integrate with many different business systems. So if you have, and many of our customers have SAP or other business systems that they tie in, so we've enabled through RESTful APIs or through these public APIs, the ability to integrate the information in the engineering system with all the systems that they have on the back end with their business systems for permit to work, for document management, for maintenance management, and that builds up the digital plant. And it's all about the data, creating data instead of documents, and then leveraging that, tying that, integrating that with other systems, enabling it so now you can access that data and have it on a mobile device, you can run it on a tablet, being agnostic of where the device is. So it's pretty exciting times, and we're doing a lot more in the future here.
Really exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. So, bottom line, the ability to offer software solutions in the cloud as a service or using cloud-related technologies and services is no longer an option. There are out there many new striking business models that are only viable via cloud environment. At Hexagon, we do believe that the business impact of the applications on the cloud as service as a service, software as a service, will outstrip by far the initial gain that we had as infrastructure as a service. This is the reason why Hexagon is investing proactively in new innovative cloud applications, focusing on markets and real value creation to our customers. We'd like to thank to our guests, Charles, Mladen, Daniel, and Burkhard. For more about Hexagon Cloud Solutions, visit www.hexagon.com. For more on HXGN TV or to watch additional episodes, please tune on and hxgntv.com. Thanks for watching.